Welcome to the Vibrant Living Network. Have you ever wondered what is possible beyond possible? What is the thing you've been wondering and inquiring about? Are you just feeling stuck and don't know why? Are you thinking or are you seeing? Seeing allows us to expand and have this other experience. We want to invite you for that wake-up call. We want to invite your spirit, your soul, so to be more alive, more connected. Glenn Brooks has been a life coach for over 33 years, author of Divorced to Patterns, Not Each Other, an explorer of what is possible. He has worked with people all around the world. Join us for a wake-up conversation, a dialogue with you. We will have some of the most interesting contributors. We will be talking to some of the most interesting people and have some of the most resourceful teachers, wisdom-filled people from around the world join us. Share your voice, ask the questions, become free of the known into a new world of possibility. We are going to talk about all the things you wonder about: how to live, how to heal, how to connect, how to love, how to be seen. Your life is precious. Enjoy it.
Hello, I'm Glenn Brooks. Welcome to the Vibrant Living Network. One of the things I've been practicing is a vibrant practice, and as I prepare to make this film called The Announcement, has been to say yes to terror, yes to the feelings that are uncomfortable and deeply challenging. Now, well, first I want to welcome you guys. I want to welcome you to the Vibrant Dog segment with Sherry Marquez. I want to welcome you to the whole team. And I want to say the topic, I was talking to Sherry a minute ago about some exercises that will help you be in deep tune with your dog. And I want to introduce the whole wonderful Vibrant Living team to you in a moment. So the topic that came up is I was doing these practices, and that's when you feel scared or when you feel really out of it, how you allow yourself to say yes. So this yes is instead of being in opposition. So the topic, as we expand the program today, is going to be the healing wonderment of dangerous places. The healing wonderment of dangerous places. And I want to explore that with you in the panel. And I want to welcome Sherry Marquez, the author of the forthcoming book, The Dog Mystic, Being in Deep Tune with Your Dog. Hello and good morning, Sherry.
Good morning, good afternoon.
Oh, hi, Sherry.
Hi, Lisa. How are you?
How are you? Oh, hanging in there. Actually, I took a video yesterday and for you.
Oh, we're on the air, Lisa. Just to let you know.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Don't be sorry. Don't be Lisa.
I apologize.
That's all right.
I apologize.
That's okay. I thought that was a great opening.
I'm so sorry.
That's all right.
Well, welcome, everybody.
But it's a video with all your like 13 dogs, right?
I did. Yep. So I will send it to you. I apologize for the delay. It's been a busy week.
Excellent. I can't wait to see.
I want to introduce. Thank you, Lisa. I want to introduce Dr. Gail Randall.
Hello.
There's two things I want to say about Dr. Gail Randall. So one is I was going to joke to you guys. I was going to tell you all the lifetimes that I knew Gail in, because she maintained many positions in those lifetimes. She was a magician in one lifetime. She owned a castle. She saved me from an alligator attack once. In this lifetime, she's graduated UCLA, both as a professor and doctor, an inquirer, someone who relates to the term healing more than physician, maybe. And so I had this.
We can't hear you. Hello? Your voice went off.
I don't know what to do now. Wait a second. That's so weird.
You're back.
I'm back. I got to say weird on the radio. That was kind of cool. My daughter says to me, everything was good until you started talking weird. I said, oh, what am I supposed to do? What's the alternative to talking weird? So I met Gail Randall in this. So dangerous place. I met Gail Randall in a dangerous place. Here's the thing about well, first of all, vibrant living. To be able to live with vibrancy is to be able to feel and notice different things that are different than what we're used to, right? And then is to be able to learn to embrace those. I had that experience and have that experience regularly with Dr. Gail Randall. We're also going to be teaching a course on healing beyond belief and the medicine wheel, which I'm excited to talk about later in the program. So I want to deeply welcome Dr. Gail Randall. I want to welcome, yeah, you're deeply welcome. I want to welcome Jennifer Rowe, who practices and works with people around red hat qigong. I got through that. I was so concerned. I was going to say red towel, red scarf, red boat, but I got red hat. That's amazing. Introduce yourself. It's your first time on the team, and you're an aspiring, vibrant speaker.
I'm definitely working on that. Hi, Glenn. I am a red hat qigong master, and I also just started to offer another new healing modality known as soul realignment, and that is based off of Akashic record reading. I live in beautiful Durango, Colorado, and have for about 22 years. And then just this year, really wanted to expand my business. So I started traveling up to Denver once a month to offer services up there. I grew up in Littleton, Colorado, so I really enjoy offering my gifts in my hometown. And we'll see where that leads. I'm really excited about that. I like to think of myself as a soul-level healer who really helps my clients find the beauty inside of themselves, work on releasing what's holding them back, and step into their personal power. And I like to describe Qigong, or the Red Hat Qigong energy healing that I do, as kind of a soul cleansing. I like to compare it to what acupuncture does for the body, the Qigong does for the soul. So it is a way to really, peel back layers to reveal the jewel inside. And it's an amazing way to establish the natural balance in our systems and connect mind, body, and soul. So it's a very powerful healing modality. And I just wanted to say thank you. I'm both honored and nervous to be on the show today.
I feel that way every morning. And if I'm honest, it could be depending on the day.
Yeah, exactly.
Day, right?
But thank you for making me feel comfortable and welcome. So
you're
I'm
very
glad
welcome.
to be here.
It's a really valuable thing to do. Welcome.
Thank you.
So let's see. I was just going to ask if anybody else wanted to take another round. So this theme of the wonderment in dangerous places. Okay, Sherry, let's the dog mystic's purpose. The dog mystic's purpose. I spontaneously love introducing people, because when I introduce someone, one is they got to contain the acknowledgement and the reverence. It's almost like for a lot of people, they were never introduced with reverence in their lives, right? So it's sort of fun. I love introducing people, and I love having people practice this. It's a very significant practice, especially people that are, when they're feeling challenged or underneath something. So introducing and acknowledgement is you could say it's the heart of passing that acknowledgement on to other people. So as I acknowledge Sherry Marquez, I really felt her heart, her soul was into dogs in a way that I felt would reach and touch another part of the population. And with her new book coming out and her seminars, we thought we'd share with you some exercises today that would put you in deep tune with your dog. So Sherry, we've been sharing these practical exercises that give you the feel of the connection, the feel, because the feel is the thing. We don't want you to think about it. We want you to get a feel of practicing these things with your dog, and then letting the imagery of that, the feel of that, come into your life.
Well, I mean, it's the there's so many thoughts in our minds that just go in and go out and go in and go out and go in and then go out. So when you're actually in tune with the present moment and appreciate the beauty of your dog or dogs, then it really it allows you to enjoy the present moment. So enjoy the present moment and enjoy the carefree spirits of the dogs. dogs or animals in general, you know. So so as we were, I just want to bring up a reminder of the previous exercises. So 2 weeks ago, it was more or less just be in the moment, be in the here and now, be aware of your dog. Whether you're inside or you're outside, you can put your hand on your heart, exhale, which allows you to breathe deeply and watch your dog or dogs without allowing your mind to take over and start thinking about the past, the present, or the future, and all the things that are stressing you out. Just be in the here and now, just like the animals. Observe what they're doing, and you know, watch their playfulness. Watch their playfulness or their relaxation. And I mean, like, you know, there's plenty of times where I say to my dogs, I wish I was a dog right now, so I don't have to deal with the human stresses of everyday life, you know. And of course, that is for the dogs that don't have that have an amazing home and are totally spoiled. So last week I explained that during the day when we are not with our dogs, like work, school, or in the car, allow the imagery of your dog or dogs or the funny things that your dogs see to bring a smile to your face, just to release some tension. And just like, you know, just be in that moment of like, oh my gosh, remember that when that happened, and just think of their blissful their blissful meaning of why they're here. And today's exercise, what I would like you to do is at some point during the day, at night, just get comfortable with your dog. Look into their eyes. Exhale and inhale. And inhale deeply while starting to, first you could just like start petting them under the chin, and then like and go from a pet to and like turn it into a massage. So like, you know, you like start massaging their cheeks and you go up to their ears, and then like if you massage the tips of their ears, then it definitely, they have a lot of nerve endings in their ears, so it calms them down. And then like from their ears, then you like go to the top of the head and you just give it like so you're massaging, you're breathing deeply, you're nice and calm, you're not thinking about what's going on, what happened during the day. You're totally tuned in to your dog. And just by your calmness, then you're massaging the dog, but go through the whole entire body. Give your dog, like, you know, you can start from the top of the head and massage all the way down, and then once you get down to the back, like, you know, before the tail, then start. Even if you hug your dog, and then you can go like from like under the belly, and you know, because I'm like you're actually feeling and touching the dog in a way that you're not normally used to. So in that way, then you're able to feel if there's any bumps or you know, bumps or possibly like something that hasn't been there or shouldn't be there. So you're like, you know, you're kind of giving a once over on the body while massaging the dog, and massages feel amazing for us, so of course they're going to feel amazing for the dogs, and it's a total stress reliever. So it's a healing aid, it's a stress reliever, it's an amazing bonding time just to feel a little release of the day, and just improving both your body functions and the dog's body functions, because you're allowing that relaxation that you normally don't do, or you normally don't take. So it's definitely it could be 10 minutes, it could be 15 minutes. It doesn't have to be a long period of time, but you're enjoying the bond.
The feeling of being in deep tune with your dog. The feeling of being deep. You're listening to the Vibrant Living Network. I'm Glenn Brooks, along with the Dog Mystic and the rest of our Vibrant Living panel today. Our theme, a bigger theme, and when I thought about this, the theme that came up yesterday was the healing wonderment of dangerous places. And how the conversation began is someone I was speaking to was talking about different places on the planet, Africa, the back roads in Jamaica, where murders occur. And she was saying to me that these are the places she learns the most. So, and she discovers. And so over the last 48 hours, I had been speaking to people about the healing wonderment of dangerous places. I also have a new team member you'll be introducing you to, Joanna. She's in the Miami area. And we were discussing about freeing ourselves from the known so we could reference a different place in ourselves to not just heal, but sort of wake up, right? Because a lot of times we're not really waking up. We're sort of referencing the known and living in the linear. Now, the first stuff, I want to say that I ended up getting very close with an author as Sherry gives the exercises. The thing that this guy, his name was Sid Banks, by the way. So I met Sid Banks when he was almost 80. And the thing that he said to me is that thinking and memory trick us always. Thinking and memory. So he never answered any of my questions. He'd always tell me a joke. He read 2 books his whole life. And one was on sewing, I think, or something, some manufacturing detail. Now, when he was 84, he spoke at MIT in front of the physicists for 3 days. And then at the end of 3 days, the MIT physicist asked, could you please share with us more? We're just beginning to get this. Sid was a ninth grade dropout, and the psychiatrist that introduced me to Sid, Dr. Bill Pettit, told me that basically Sid had changed his whole life to the mind. So there's 2 minds. So like when we talk about our dogs, as Sherry talks about the dog exists in a nonlinear level. So actually, Bill explained it to me one day that if we actually shift our mind, the chemistry of our brain changes. So that was dangerous places. How does this relate to dangerous places? So a dangerous place is one is we feel uninvited, we feel frightened, we feel put off to, we feel culturally scrambled. So what in that, and what does that have to do with our dog? The anthropology of the relationship to our dog. Sherry, I figured I would. So dangerous places, if you notice, one of the big conversations in the dog world are guard dogs. And I was just curious about how dogs help us feel safe and how that relates to what would you want to say from a dog mystic point of view about how dogs make us feel a different part of ourselves in our brain and make us feel safe?
Well, whether it's a small dog or a large dog, if someone is approaching us and they're going to hurt us, the dog can pick up on with their sixth sense. They can pick up on that energy and go into a defensive mode long before we can even pick up on that vibe. So they're definitely there to protect, and even if they are small, they're still going to bark and make us aware that there's something wrong with the person approaching us. And even if a small dog is reacting, a small dog can draw blood just like a large dog. So, there's plenty of ankle biters that will keep on biting because they're small and they're agile, and they're here to protect us, and protect us in any way, whether it's to try and attack a person or to just make us aware that something is not right.
Let's do it.
Real quick, it's more or less bringing us back into the moment, because if a person is walking their dog, talking on the phone, and they're not aware of a person approaching them that doesn't have good energy or has an idea of attacking you or something, then your dog is definitely going to make you aware by either growling or barking or just lunging towards the person. So they're here to protect no matter what.
I'm going to go around our wisdom panel, Vibrant Wisdom Panel. I'm Glenn Brooks. You're listening to the Vibrant Living Network. I get to explore with people and work with people on their books, their talks, and explore with you what it means to live more vibrantly and differently than how we've been, in some cases, very conditioned. Okay, open walking stick here. Is anybody going to say something, or am I going to call on someone? 1, 2, 3. What about my healer in residence, Dr. Gail Randall? I wanted to see what. Why don't you just anything that Sherry has said, or anything about dogs.
When you said that, what I felt right away is your dog is your friend. And so anytime there's safety in numbers, anytime there's a danger, you have your buddy with you, and you're going to feel safer regardless of what's going on. That's and then you're going to be calmer. That dog's going to keep you calm, and I believe that helps in any situation that might be challenging. If you're calmer and you're clear, you're going to be able to maneuver out of that situation without any damage.
Very true.
All right, Gail, I want you to comment on this, and I want to open up to including Jennifer Rowe, who brings her golden retriever, golden lab, golden lab. So yes. I want you to comment about bringing your dog to your practice, and I just wanted to share a quick experience, and then I want to have everybody else share an experience. So my first experience with a dangerous place that I was aware of. I was just pondering the topic. So the first time I had an experience with being in a dangerous place, I was hitchhiking back from Port Jefferson, Long Island. I played tennis the whole day, which was my style. I would go out and play tennis the whole day. I would visit my friends who owned a restaurant, and I would go back at night. Now, during the day, I was studying things around the infinite mind, the mind that's beyond our local mind. And I'm hitchhiking back, and this guy pulled a knife on me. It had to be within 5 seconds of being in the car. But that particular cycle, I was realizing there's a local mind, and the local mind has registered fear deeply, but fear is a calling out for help. Now, just that recognition, my education was that when we're willing, we can have a shift of perception. And, of course, I was speechless, and I was willing, and a mind bigger than my local mind came in, and all of a sudden he looked at me, and he pulled over the car, and he put the knife down. So what I noticed in this place that was dangerous, I felt a reassurance and a connection. And funny enough, that's my relationship with Dr. Gail Randall. I met Gail in a dangerous place. So the purpose of having a conversation, by the way, I want you guys to think about this, is that it's the idea that purification and sharing allows us to shift our perception. So I want to go to you, Jennifer, in a moment. Gail, I just wanted you to share something about a dangerous place as it relates to anyone listening right now that feels in a dangerous place at any level. It could be psychological, spiritually, emotionally, any sense that you feel an impending threat as an opportunity to learn wonderment and the healing power of wonderment. Yeah,
sure. So I think, well, I've always sought out I guess you could call them dangerous places. I love to go to indigenous cultures. I go to places where other people don't go, to whether it be galloping a horse across the Serengeti with giraffes and leopards and lions being nearby, or, through the Okavango Delta with hippos and alligators or whatever. But a story where there was really a danger. I had traveled to the Yucatan, and I had gone on a diving trip. And I of course, got traveler's sickness, and I was on the boat. I pulled over the boat, so I got off the boat. And here I am on this island by myself in a bikini. And I have to find my way back.
That's very important for the movie version, by the way.
Feeling well, and I had taken a bunch of, over-the-counter seasickness medication, so I was also kind of out of it. And I had to, get myself back, and these two gentlemen stopped to pick me up and get in the car, and I somehow was able to communicate to them that my husband was waiting for me back at the hotel. And, they maybe had other ideas, but somehow, my being relaxed and me being able to communicate that and me feeling safe within myself got me back where I was in safety. I felt safe, so I was safe. And I think some of it is about that. If you allow yourself to escalate your fear within you, you go into the flight or fight mode, it releases pheromones. And to those around you, it will activate them. If you can keep yourself, in a more calm place, you're much more likely to succeed.
Jen. Okay, Jen, we're going to go to you next.
Okay.
And then we're going to talk to you guys a little bit about a new team member who's going to be covering some of our vibrant third places. Our third places are places different than work or home. Now we discover a new relationship with life and people and wonder. Stay with us. Your life's precious. Enjoy. You're listening to the Vibrant Living Network. I'm Glenn Brooks and team.
The Real Conscious Connection. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM. Host your show on IOM FM, the radio network of OMTimes Media, one of the more recognized brand names in the conscious community, and is backed by the extensive marketing reach of OMTimes. Hosting a show on IOM FM immediately connects you with our extensive dedicated community.
Conflict comes in many forms and often triggers a fight-or-flight response. Some of us gravitate toward conflict, while many will stop at little to nothing to avoid it. Unfortunately, what we resist will persist, which often forces us to face our fear and deal with it head-on. Join me during my show, Conflict Rising, as I discuss the important role of conflict with leaders who have moved through it successfully. Tune in Thursdays at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember, it's always darkest before the dawn.
Opiates has taken everything and everyone I've ever loved away from me. Everything.
I blew my ankle out and I got prescribed pain pills by my doctor.
If making my detox public is going to help somebody, I'm all for it. So I just wish I would have had a warning.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth. A message from Truth, the Ad Council, and ONDCP.
Hello, you're listening to the Vibrant Living Network. I'm Glenn Brooks, along with my whole Vibrant Living team. We have with us Jennifer Rowe, who does green hat qigong, and I know we were discussing
red hat.
Red hat. Dang it! I knew it. I knew that was going to happen. I'm going to call it many different things, but ultimately it's red hat qigong. Red hat?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
Oh my God! I was reminding my brain that I actually had it. You know what I mean? I just wanted to send that signal. So you bring your dog to healing. What's moving you around the conversation as you sit down with people who come to see you in a private room and you do red hat qigong? and you have your dog there, which I would find incredibly reassuring. I do find in general the golden labs are pretty wondrous. So, what's sparking you? What do you find? What do you want? What is there anything you're moved to share in this moment?
Yes, absolutely. Well, just to tie into, what the topic is about dangerous places, I mean, I definitely do not want to refer to my office as a dangerous place. But
it says on your business card, this is not a dangerous place, by the way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But sometimes, especially new clients, when they're, coming in for a session of energy healing and, it's about getting vulnerable. They don't know what to expect. They think I'm going to see demons. It's like there's a lot of fear that can be present with that. And it's really amazing to me to watch a client then walk into my office and see my Gus, the beloved Labrador, who approaches them, and you can just feel them move from fear and anxiety into like ease and relaxation. And he totally has this way of just having his presence really calm and soothe people, which allows them to shift out of that fear and to, like I said, just relaxation, or at least more relaxed and more out of their head into their body. And he has a real amazing way of, as they sit into the chair, like sensing who might need to feed into that more than others. He'll come and put his head in their lap. If it's a kid, he'll come up and lick their face. He's just, it's pretty amazing how powerful that doggy presence can be. Yeah. And there's even times where people get emotional in a session and he'll start snoring, or grunting or something. And they really connect with him. So, I think he has a way of turning my dangerous office into a place of comfort and, really helping people, like I said, get into their body and feel more calm, which ties into what Gail says about, when you're not when it's not fear-based and you're not in your mind, you're able to be more present and do more work.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. When you told me your physical stature, you told me how tall you were, and I said I work with someone who could be on the cover of the Mist of Avalon. And you said you love that book, and I said Gail lives in the woods and she has a magical kingdom and she collects degrees from places like UCLA. Then she emerges back in the world again to maintain an earthly presence. So she's right up there on your stature. I think she's right around over 6 foot tall. I just want to say that you guys got to meet each other, obviously, because there's not many,
Obviously.
Obviously. I just wanted to say that.
Yeah.
By the way, I just want to say that, by the way, you're a brilliant, vibrant speaker. I was at a conference where a lot of speakers were, and the idea was someone was going to get $1,000 for delivering the best, talk. And so the woman who got up, she wasn't a speaker. She told the story about her dog and got $1,000. So staying in the dog kingdom with storytelling in the horse kingdom is a good thing.
Right.
God, I really liked it. I honest to God, I'm going to ask the panel. I really felt I wanted to hang out with you and Gus immediately because I have one of those days right now. I feel like I could use some exhales and get licked in the face by your golden Gus. Gus. Yes.
He has a way about him.
Yeah, that's a song. All right, I want to get since I feel you guys could and then in a moment I want to speak a little bit about Joanna because you guys are going to love this, our new team member. I mentioned her. So Lisa, in some ways, I felt I would have been doing better today laying in a hammock because I was so inspired about the show and I felt a little disjointed, which is really good. So as a speaker, sometimes you feel disjointed, I always tell speakers they got to be great movers and just learn how to exhale. And as my friend said to me once, he says, the most significant thing about playing the guitar, which is the most significant thing about being a vibrant speaker, is to allow mistakes to occur and keep flowing. With that, Lisa LaRose.
Go with the flow.
Go with the flow.
I just would love to comment on what you guys have been saying. And, when Gail, when you were sharing about, not going into fear, I think that's so applicable to the dog world, to and when you go see a practitioner in the health realm, whether it be, an energy healer or somebody that you're going to for a medical diagnosis, and actually letting go of whatever your monkey mind wants to create as all of the scenarios of what could happen, and just really be in the moment. I know, whenever you approach a new dog, as Sherry will often remind us that you want to be open. You don't want to have a fear-based sense when you're approaching an animal or when you're approaching any situation. And I went to a lecture the other night, and it was interesting because it was all about infection and inflammation, and the number of questions, and sitting in the audience and listening to where people's minds go with different disease states. It was quite interesting. I think, and for some people that's a dangerous place to go, when they start to go into the realm of the medical mysteries of what they don't know, as far as bacteria or infection or even inflammation. And, where do I go? Where do you start? I don't know, Gail, if you have any suggestions for
oh my God, Lisa, I got to plug Gail's new article coming out October 20th in OMTimes magazine. OMTimes magazine, this coming issue, October 20th, will be Dr. Gail's article on breaking the spell of terror, fear, diagnostic shock, how to get out of that. And it's a brilliant article. October 20th, OMTimes Radio, our partners with the Vibrant Living Network. Gail, go ahead, Dr. Randall.
It's called diagnosis. But, Lisa, you're talking about my world. I mean, almost all of my patients come in with that fear, and that is my job, to dispel that fear and to let them know I'm here with them, and I'm going to struggle with them through whatever it is that they have. And when they know that, and they let me be the one to hold the burden, they immediately relax and calm down and are able to share what we really need to get to, which is the root cause. And we always do, and they always get better. So
that's a blessing.
That's my world, is having the person come in, and of course they have fear. I understand that, and I'm ready for that. I'm equipped for that. And you flip it over. You turn that fear into love. The opposite. There's love and there's fear, and that's all there is. And if you can turn that fear into love, then you can heal them.
That's beautiful.
One of my favorite quotes is fear creates danger and courage dispels it. I love that quote.
Yeah, and it takes love to have courage.
Yes.
We're going to do a part 2 on this, by the way. And we're going to include Joanna in Miami, who's going to be one of our vibrant travel journalists. The healing power of third places has been one of my absolute fascinations in my life. I've been in places where, as an example, I had this connection with someone and they left and the whole environment changed. So third places are places different than home or work, and how they transform our brain. Joanna's focus as a healer and therapist is to help people. One of her studies is to study the optic nerves and how they change our whole way of perceiving. She's deep into the sensing of energies and helping us go beyond being ourselves in the conditioned way and being ourselves in a way that awakens us. So rather than referencing our ancestors, imagine referencing consciousness that's beyond our conditioning or beyond our beliefs of our family, which sort of leads us to the course I'm teaching with Dr. Gail Randall, which is on healing beyond your beliefs, the healing power of going beyond your beliefs and using in conjunction with that the medicine wheel. So if you go to Vibrant Living, by the way, Vibrant Living, I used to know my website, vibrantlivingmedia.com, Vibrant Living Media, there it was, I came back again. You can hear the special bonus show we're going to do. I'm going to tape it probably with Joanna and Dr. Randall and Lisa and Sherry. This is something that so many people have been. I have a question for the panel, and here's the question. So one of my studies is thought viruses that we take on and we pass to each other without knowing it. So yesterday I was talking to a nutritional company, and he said, you know, Glenn, he goes, as I send you this product, he goes, I want you to know it's coming from Australia that we're going to have one of the worst flu seasons. And as he said it, I got really funny. I said, oh, when you send me that one product, send me another product too. I was sort of joking with him. They also have an elderberry product. So I said, we'll send me the elderberry product. But I realized in that moment he was passing on a thought virus. So thought viruses are viruses that we live on and breathe, or sometimes hold our breath with, but we don't even consider this an out, and then we reinforce it to each other. So let's do a panel run about breaking thought viruses, being conscious of a virus that's running us unknowingly, and how that relates to our health, our healing, and our deep love. This woman said to me recently, she goes, you know, I didn't know I can make love between 3 o'clock and 5 o'clock. My parents never did. My relatives never encouraged it. She goes, it's incredible. She goes, I've been living under a thought virus that says I can only make love during these hours. She goes, I am now free of that. She goes, it is remarkable. So what's a thought virus? Oh, let's do it. Let's do a sweep. And then, Joanna, you're going to be with us for the next round of this. I want you to get ready. Our new vibrant travel journalist covering third places, festivals, seminars, places around the world. She's going to be reporting as she travels from Miami, from Peru. Okay, let's take a round. Let's go with you, Sherry. A thought virus. How did dogs help us break thought viruses?
Well, I mean, the best way, like I was talking about for the exercises, is just to watch them, to watch their playfulness and really focus in on what they're doing in the present moment, to take our monkey mind away from the stress, you know, and it's just the animals are in the here and now all the time. So let them teach us. Let them teach us to just enjoy now, not 30 minutes from now. Right now, at this moment of whatever they're doing, whether it's petting them or observing them or running with them or taking them for a walk. I mean, it's just getting out of that mindset. Enjoy the moment, here now.
Yes.
Yes. Allowing their beautiful energy to teach us.
Tell us one healing thing about green. I changed the color on you. See how I did that, Jennifer?
I know. Now
that was a practice. That was a practice round. Because someday you might wake up and say, you know, Glenn turned me on to green hat qigong. Funny enough. Okay. What's something you want to pass on to the audience about? I was talking about thought viruses. What's something that you have found that when people practice it, is there something you've noticed? Like, you know, honestly, you have such good energy. It's always a pleasure speaking to you, and I think I want to learn from you. You have really wonderful energy. I like hearing your voice. I like tuning in with you. What do you practice? What do you know? What for being a practitioner? What do you practice daily?
Well, I try to practice mindfulness and being present, and also changing the way I think. So when I hear you talking about thought viruses and someone coming in and saying, oh my gosh, it's going to be a really bad flu season, I guess there's two ways that you can start living your world around that. You can walk around with a mask around your face and be paranoid every time you touch someone or come near anyone, or constantly thinking, I'm going to get it. Yeah. And it's almost like that forms an energetic bond, you know, to where once you believe you're going to become sick, you become sick. And so it's like changing that, and it's, you know, being aware, but it's changing the way you think. And instead of focusing on getting it, how healthy you are and how good you feel, and, you know, focusing on the healthy aspects opposed to the unhealthy aspects, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, totally. Yeah.
You know, it's basic quantum physics 101, you know, like what you're putting out there is kind of like what your body and your mind and your soul all connect to and become. So that's what I would suggest.
You know, I put a retreat together with my the former #1 tennis player in the world. And I put it together, and it was a wild experience. I designed a retreat for a person I grew up watching on television, and I saw on television. And I picked him up. It was amazing. I picked him up, and I was in the car, and I'd seen this before. I'd seen me teaching the seminar with him. I'd seen me on the tennis court with him. And, of course, I couldn't tell anybody because they say I was crazy or whatever. The first thing he said to me when we flew in, he said, everybody around the world heard your name. They don't know who you are. And he goes, but this is incredible that you did this. And so I had the first year of this event, I had a challenge with the local tennis pro at the resort. I had some challenges with him. They were sort of funny. It's like stupid stuff, kind of like who was going to sit in the car with Vilas. It's like really hilarious stuff, like kind of comedy stuff. So I got to the airport, and he looked at me and he goes, I forgot what he said. He goes, go back to the resort, and he goes, take care of anything that's between you and Mike. He called him something. He goes, the funny guy with the hat. He said something really funny about him, but I knew what he was talking about. And he goes, go back, and he goes, and make the peace. And as soon as I go back, I remember I couldn't believe it. It was so wonderful, feeling so emotionally entangled and sort of upset about it. And I called Mike up. We had the most. Now, the next 2 years we did that event, we were so close. Everything else was secondary. It was the most wondrous thing. Whatever thought viruses I had about him and about the event and who I was in the event, because I didn't take a moment. So one of the things I've learned is tell the truth as fast as you can. When I met Dr. Gail Randall, I told her the truth as fast as I can. The truth is I'm incredibly terrified. The truth is I don't know what's going to happen in this situation. I'm not sure if I'm going to get through. I just told her so quick, and her response was that quick. She said, I love you. You felt really separate. I said, yes, yes, yes. And then she sent me a text, and I realized it was said, I want to be your healer. And apparently she's my healer, I guess, which is I'm honored and blessed. So telling the truth as fast as you can.
Right,
get it out. Get it out. Get it out. That's what I find. And sometimes it's incredibly embarrassing. I was in a group once. I walked into the group. I was having a really bad panic attack, and I said, I'm not sure I'm going to get past the front door and live because I feel like I'm just so terrified. And the group went around and all told me they all told me a time they had a panic. And I realized somehow them sharing it, I just felt like I was in my body again, which is a really weird thing to talk about.
Absolutely, shifting out of the mind into the body. It's a huge thing.
Really?
Once it's out, you can't spin out on it anymore. You can't sit there and eat yourself up.
Yeah.
I like that.
You like that? Yeah. No. Yeah.
Viruses are really belief systems, whether they be present or they're just put upon you, like this guy in Australia injected you with one, or whether they be parents early childhood, but they're really belief systems that aren't serving us. And when you can identify that belief system as something that doesn't really belong to you, you can you cannot accept it, and you can create something positive in its place, and you can turn it around and say, no, I'm not going to yell, I'm going to do well. And that is how it's done.
All right, there was these two people. I want to ask you guys this. Do you guys see people regularly with masks on? I do. There was a couple. I think there was an Asian couple. And I wanted to go.
Old, and they're protecting us from them.
I feel like I should be doing something when I see them. They look so serious with those masks on. I've never seen a happy-go-lucky person wearing one of these masks. They always seem somewhat serious. I want to ask, Lisa, do you see in Pittsburgh? Do you see people wearing masks regularly? Never.
Actually,
sometimes.
No, I don't.
Wow.
No.
Okay.
We're pretty
like a face mask.
Okay. Thank goodness.
Face mask.
Yeah.
I want to go up and say, is there some catastrophe, some disastrous virus coming I don't know about? Hello. I want to ask them what they know that I don't know. All right.
Or not. I don't know if you want to know.
No. No, I want to say to them, that's a really good-looking face mask. Where did you get them? Where did you get them? But they look serious. They do look serious. But I haven't seen anybody happy-go-lucky with a face mask yet. I got to tell you guys something. I'm tracking this guy down. I think he's a surgeon's assistant. There's a video on YouTube. Lisa, I know you could help me with this. He's black. He's about 43. He helps patients recover with dancing. And I watched him the other day, and it was like I watched him online. It was so beautiful. He was working with this little girl, and it was like she must have a spinal cord injury. And he has people dancing, and he was such a transmitter of joy and wonder that made me feel like I was so happy he existed. It was just like that. It was kind of, he exists. Then there's another series of videos of this girl and I think she has a husky Malamute. And what she does with the Malamute, the husky, the mix, she has conversations with him. And the dog responds perfectly, like they have someone, printing what he's saying. It's just so funny, like a funny stuff. So I don't know about, I want to ask you guys, what was it like with humor in your household? Did you learn humor in your household? Was humor a part of your household? Lisa, was humor a part of your household?
Yes, laughing often. That's what. If I have a choice to go to a movie, it's usually a comedy. There's just there's so much joy and laughter. I love to be around little kids when they're laughing, and I think that as adults that's where we need to reconnect. Finding something silly and giggle about it, and just be in a state of joy. That's one of the things that's one of the gifts from my dogs. There's always something to laugh about. Always, we have such many, different personalities. And, I just wanted to just touch real quick on what you were talking about with thought viruses because, Sherry had asked me to take a video of the dogs. And one of the dogs I took out on the walk yesterday with all the little ones is a senior. And the thought virus around dogs being old, and when she came to me, she has a lot of difficulty walking, but now she's one of the lead dogs, and I refuse to see her as an old dog. I see her as a vibrant puppy, and that's what she responds to. And I think that for so many of us, that's what we need to touch into, the reality of what we want to create, not what other people are putting on us, whether it be a mask or whatever else that it is. So that would be, my wisdom world for today is to dispel the thought viruses around aging and where you think you need to be. And I know you do that all the time, Glenn.
Except when I'm lost in time. Yeah. Except when I'm lost in time. Hey, listen, we're going to do a round 2 of this format on
call
on the healing wonderment of dangerous places, and we're going to have one of our new travel journalists, Joanna from Miami, who's pretty amazing. You guys are going to love her. So sometimes just hearing a story, and this is something I'm going to be with Dr. Gail Reynolds in our course on Healing Beyond Belief and the Medicine Wheel. So this is a story that I heard that changed my perception. I heard the story. So this is the story. The story is this woman's in the subway station. And so she's studying the same stuff I am. She's studying this stuff about how to discover what Dr. Valerie Hunt called the infinite mind. I so love Valerie. I'm just so glad. I'm so glad Dr. Valerie Hunt connected me with Dr. Gilman. Thank you, Valerie. I missed you so much and love you so much. So this is the story. This woman's in the subway system. And this guy's following her. And it's a very dark part of the subway system. And so she keeps thinking to herself, she's a student of the infinite mind. She keeps thinking to herself, oh, my God, this guy's going to rape me and kill me. He's going to rape me and kill me. And then she realizes the only thing she could do is to ask this guy to have coffee with her. She does. They're sitting having coffee, and she goes, she goes back in the subway station. She goes, I felt for sure you were going to rape and kill me. And he goes, I was. And he goes, but you asked me to have coffee. I realized I loved you. And I heard that, and I thought, wow, I want to catch more of this awareness, because could shifting a perception really be that quick? And then I discovered the work of this guy, Dr. Jerry Jampolsky. And Jerry missed 3 shows with me, and I loved introducing Jerry so much, because Jerry's a psychiatrist who had this terrible back pain. And I used to say Jerry had this back pain for 30 years, and I loved Jerry a lot. And so Jerry missed my show 3 times, and he wrote me the most beautiful letter. It wasn't from his publicist, because he was a bestseller at the time. He wrote a little book called Love, Letting Go of Fear. And he wrote me this letter. He says, Glenn, he goes, I don't know what it is. He goes, the only thing I can think of is the Holy Spirit wants me to be doing so. He's not a strict Christian. Don't get scared. I said, Holy Spirit, please. He said, I feel like Spirit wanted me to be someplace else doing something. He goes, I love you a lot. And he goes, I'm really sorry I missed the show. And I realized his letter about him not being there, I just felt this sense of joining. So if you focus on this sense that you're in life and there's something bigger than your thoughts, then as my teacher Sid Banks said, then you have consciousness. Then your thinking is coming from consciousness, which is how I met Joanna, which you guys will meet Joanna, which is the first conversation I had with her, which is the notion of healing from consciousness rather than your dead thinking. So that's my relationship with Dr. Gail Randall, too. And my relationship with Sherry is a lot about, like how to have this relationship with your dog so you can feel in deep tune beyond your mind. So I think that's what dogs are doing. I think dogs are reminding people to go to this other place regularly. So we're going to have part 2 of the healing wonder of dangerous places as a panel discussion. Maybe we want to go 2 hours. It's going to be our pre-Thanksgiving show. It's going to be a special. It'll be on vibrantlivingmedia.com. If that's what my website is even called anymore, I seem to have forgotten what it was called. Is that the correct website title? vibrantlivingmedia.com. Sherry, we're gonna give you more place to play with the notions of the dog mystic. And thank you guys for letting me be coming soon and experience more love and connection because of you guys. And everyone in the audience, I deeply love and appreciate you. I'm Glenn Brooks for the Vibrant Living Network. Thank you. Your life's precious. Enjoy it. I want to thank Chris and all my deep friends at the OMTimes.
Thank you.
Thank you.